Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the lower bracket round 11. We have the winners of our lower bracket round 10 games versus the losers from the upper bracket quarterfinals. Let's introduce our teams in the order that I described them. Good job, Chris. That was a great sentence you did there. We have, coming in from the lower bracket, Coldharbour, who made it through with a bye to get here. So they're a bit of a mystery to us. We don't know a huge amount about them up to this point. But coming from the upper bracket, getting knocked down in a 3-0 by Sweeteners, we have Avenger Watch. Sweeteners, they were able to put on a impressive performance against Avenger Watch. So Avenger Watch going to be looking for some revenge, the ability to make their way back in to the series. Excuse me, still a little bit sick. We have the Venom and Doctor Strange taken out as we are on Hell's Heaven to start us off here. Luna Snow and Hela will be locked in and protected. Groot taken out. Reminder, this is a Season 0 game. We are in North America for console. And we are getting going. We are just under 18 days away from the next season, from Season 1 beginning. If my maths is correct. I'm recording this on the 19th, and we start on the 8th. So 8 days to take us to 27th, and then 8 more days should, in theory, be 16 days, not 18. My maths is terrible. All right, let's get this going as we head on in to game number 1 of this best of 5. Let's introduce our players. On the left-hand side, hailing from the lower bracket, it is going to be Coldharbour with Divine Diff playing the Hela. U9QYFVA playing the Penny Parker. We're going to call him U9 for the sake of my sanity and all of our time. We have Carbon Dynamite. Carbon Dynamite? Carbon Dynamite, I assume, is what that's meant to be. They are playing the Cloak and Dagger. Xyluno will be playing the Magneto. Comrade World will be playing the Hawkeye. And 4 AM is on the Mantis. And hailing from the upper bracket here in this lower bracket round 11, it is Avenger Watch with IGX Nuked playing on the Cloak and Dagger. Trepidation is bringing out the Mantis. Solar Husky 101 will be on the Hela. Solipoo on Magneto. Tanurb is bringing out the Namor. And Conorb is also on the Penny Parker. We've got 2 more Penny teams here in the North American console games here. Quick reminder, there you are seeing computer mouse and keyboard controls because I'm observing on mouse and keyboard, and it defaults to that based on whoever is observing when you go into replays. The players were all playing on controllers. Good lockdown as right now Coldharbour are beginning to take control. It's a triple elimination so far as Avenger Watch forced to back away. Conorb getting round the corner, goes up in order to make sure that if anyone came through the doorway, they are less likely to get picked off here. U9 setting the trap for Avenger Watch. Composition-wise, the teams are actually pretty similar here. Difference being the Cloak and Dagger for the side of Coldharbour in exchange for the Luna Snow for Avenger Watch, and of course the DPS. Then we have a Hawkeye versus a Namor. Solipoo was sent back to base as U9 holding down the front line for the moment. Gets a cyber web snare up to the high ground and chase down Tanurb, but he's a little bit too much damage from that. Namor will drop down low. The Baltic Spider Nest is holding down the front line. Great lockdown there with the snare, and U9 is able to allow Comrade World to close on in on Solar Husky. Divine Diff able to find a couple eliminations here as they've chased them quite far, almost back to spawn here. Continuing to pile on the pressure. With no strain, just a little bit difficult for them to just try and run past here. Tanurb moving off of the Namor and bringing out the Loki, going for that triple strategist. This also gives them the teed up possibility with Conorb, who has moved on to the Hela. So Conorb moving off of the Penny onto the Hela. Tanurb off of the Namor onto the Loki. So they've lost their front line. Still going with double DPS though, as Solar Husky has moved on to the Hawkeye. Meteor M for Xyluno. Not able to find the finishing blow. Trepidation and Solar Husky though were taken out by Comrade World. Dropped low, chased down, but tanking through beautifully. Looks for the final blow, unable to get them, but that's still going to be 4 members of Avenger Watch sent back to spawn. Coldharbour on 98, no one even close to stepping up to them. They will take round number 1 of our first map. Good performance so far. Coldharbour, our mystery team, because they came through on this bye, giving us an impressive first performance. Also, I should let you all know there is a bye in one of these round 11 games, and that is the game that would have normally been tomorrow, which was Franchise versus AFBS, but it seems there was a forfeit involved, I assume either due to attendance or something was found. This means that AFBS move on to the lower bracket round 12 to play against the winner of this match. So whoever wins will be playing against AFBS, who took down Corsairs in one of our more recent casts that we put up. Actually, no, not one of our more recent casts I put up. More recent at the time of me recording this, but it's actually going to be like 4 in the past by the time that you all get to it.
3, 2, 1.
So, who will be moving on to play against AFBS as Coldharbour take the lead here, and Avenger Watch need to find their opportunity to bring this back as Solipu leading the charge. They are once again sticking with that single Vanguard composition. Reminder, this is Season 0, so we are pre the first and second Captain America buff patches. And pre the Hela nerf and Hela buff. Solipu holding down the front line for the moment, putting a little bit of pressure onto the frontline members, getting locked down. Taking some damage. Magnetic Bulwark to hold the front line. Metallic Curtain to make their way back as Nuked going to be coming in with the Eternal Bond as they try to claim the point early. Spider Time with the Spider Sweeper, U9. Going to try and force them off the point by making this point as aggressively toxic as possible with those Arachnomines. Pushes in a little. Takes a little bit of damage, so backs up. You can see not going too aggressive, but now stepping up as Comrade World is once again finding elimination after elimination right now. Chasing down the Lokis, finds Tanup on the retreat, and Coldharbour set themselves up beautifully in this early stage. %13% as they have got the first capture on the point here. Avenger Watch. Solar Husky on this Hawkeye. Going to be looking to try and duel out Divine Diff or Comrade World. But he starts landing those shots. Gets hit once. Healed up very quickly. Lands a counter. U9 on the high ground. Regeneration Domain. Solar Husky sees the flanking Hela. Wants to try and take him out, but the Astral Flock gets Divine Diff out of there. Taking to the high ground with the Goddess of Death. Finds Solar Husky, pulled in with the Meteor M though, still able to take them down. The Solipu gets Comrade World. Xylo onto Tanner as both Magnetos drops their Meteor M's. Divine Diff able to tank through it, chase them down. Tanner, the clone is still there. Soul Cypher to pull him in. 4 AM and Divine Diff get the double. And Coldharbour holding in incredible style here. Solipu, realizing that they need a little bit of aggression, has decided to swap to the Captain America. This gives them a little bit more of a hard engage, but their backline is once again vulnerable now. There's not a lot of dive on the side of Coldharbour though, so it might work out. If they can keep each other healed up, then they may get this to work. Onto the point, trying to get onto that Hawkeye to keep the pressure on. Shield up, quick dash away into their own team so they can get a protection for the fate of both worlds as they're trying to push in. Carbon trying to hold the front line for the moment with that Eternal Bond. Tanner dropped a clone in fate of both worlds to try and keep the team up. Conorb barely standing into the Goddess of Death to try and hold this. But we are seeing some great defense right now. Carbon Dynamite going down. Comrade World is doing so much damage though, and they are forced off the point. Game number 1 gonna go over to the underdogs from the lower bracket. Coldharbour will make their way forward. Divine Diff taking the MVP there. 17 final hits, 28 eliminations, and not getting eliminated once. 13k damage, the most in the game, and by at least 5k. Yep, a lot. Gonna be honest, fam, I think we will start to see the Hellebands, because that was impressive. Comrade World, we saw them on the elimination feed very often, but they 18 and 10 final hits, almost 7k damage. Just the difference there. Divine Diff had an absolute slapper of a game. Is that the right terminology? Am I thinking of banger? I know my slang. Top healing, 10k, going over to Carbon Dynamite. Only getting eliminated once. 950 damage done. Very low damage game for the strategists here. 4 AM. Just getting over 1,000 and 2 final hits and not getting eliminated and getting over 7k healing, just behind some of the members, or just ahead of Tanner, who swapped partway through round number 1. Coldharbour trying to keep their team in it, got 2 final hits, 2 eliminations. Solly Poo was involved in that and got a final hit of their own. They kept up as best they could, but that was an incredibly solid first game, as the lead is immediately taken by the side of Coldharbour. Will they be able to keep this going? This is a best of 5, remember folks, so there is still plenty of opportunity for a comeback to come in here, but we're gonna have to see them step it up, because that was a incredible performance. Can Avenger Watch do it? You'll have to wait till after the break to find out. But first, quick reminder that if you are enjoying, to drop a subscription and ring that notification bell so you can see when these casts go live. Remember, I will be bringing you consistently daily casts, including of season 1, when that goes live in 16 days. We are so close. 60 days of me recording this. When will this come out? I have 4 videos already recorded, so I can actually take a break pre-season 1 and rest my voice. So it's going to be 4 days from now, so that is going to be the 23rd, which will make it 4 plus 8, 12 days away. By the time you're watching this, it's probably going to be 12 to 11 days away, if my maths is correct, which it probably isn't. But if you subscribe and ring that notification bell, then you will see exactly when those games go up. You can also support me by liking the video and leaving a comment. This will help push the videos live to a nice audience, so that there's a little bit of support and consistently gets the promotion for these videos. Help them in the algorithm. Comments are always welcome, especially if you talk about things that are popular in the algorithm. Luckily, this is a Marvel game, so literally mentioning character names actually helps it in the algorithm. So let me know who are your favorites, who are we going to start seeing in Season 1. And of course, you can support more directly by hitting that join button and becoming a member. When you do that, you will be able to get these videos up to 24 hours early. Sometimes we've been a little bit lucky and people have got them up to 48 hours early. Shout out to our current member, John, who is supporting the channel by being a member and getting these videos early whenever they can. You can also support by dropping a super, a thanks, so that you get that, you can send a little donation and you can support that way in a one-off instead of having to do the monthly thing of the memberships. I'm trying to see my super activity, but it looks like it has expired from where we were from the last one. But everybody, thank you all very much for watching. Let's get ourselves set up for map number 2 in this round 11 in the lower bracket of the MRC for North America on console.
Let's go. wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Let's go! Hey! Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die, and this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done, but what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that.
And we are back in game number 2 of this best of 5. Coldharbour currently 1-0 up. Avenger Watch yet to get on the board. Bearded T'Challa is our next map, and we are heading for a domination. So far, Avenger Watch have yet to even claim the point for any significant period of time. Coldharbour looking to take the lead and put themselves on match point to continue their run through the lower bracket. Hela does get banned out, as we predicted here, removed away by Avenger Watch. But this will allow Hawkeye to be protected for Comrade World. Doctor Strange removed by Coldharbour, but that's still going to leave Bruce Banner open as an option for Avenger Watch, potentially looking to pile on some pressure by hinting that they might go for an Iron Man. We now have the option to potentially play... I don't know what the cooldown is. I'm wondering if the cooldown on the fastball special is low enough. I'll have to look this up later. To if you could play catch with the Hulk and the Thing, just tossing Wolverine back and forth. Venom is taken out, as is Iron Man. So removing that backline dive potential of the Venom, and Iron Man taken out by Coldharbour, not wanting to deal with Avenger Watch, who already locked in that incredible Hulk. Which it looks like, despite most of the team-ups for the Hulk being removed, Wolverine is still available, of course. They're still thinking of bringing it in for Solipoo. Tanub looking to go back to Namor, one of their favorites here. Connor currently hovering over the Magneto. With the Hela banned away, Coldharbour bring out the Winter Soldier. Congressman Bucky, as of the new movies, that's not really... I mean, sorry if that's a spoiler, but it's been in all the trailers. Coldharbour locking on in. Groot coming in for Coldharbour here. And interesting, a rocket being hovered, but not dropping the BRB in spawn. Just summoning it to attack the statue. And then I assume, by the fact they're standing still, swapping off to the Cloak and Dagger. Very interesting. Avenger Watch, Solar Husky, back onto this Hawkeye. Gonna start sending shots. Down range already. Xyluno taking a lot of damage right off the bat here. This is some good shooting by Solar Husky. Hooked in though, Winter Soldier. Divine Diff finds the second elimination, as it looks like Newt was taken out first. Conorb falls. There goes Tanub. And then looking to chase down Solipoo, who will be able to back out and retreat to the rest of their team. And Coldharbour once again set up to try and get a full domination here. They won the first round without even losing a single point, if I remember correctly. Looking to duplicate that in round number 2. Tries to get the bionic hook. Instead, focusing on the Solipu group wall to force them all into this one choke point so they can continue to do damage. A little bit of damage being dealt to Divine Diff, though, needing to be a little careful. Bionic hook. They would love to isolate that Magneto, pulling them in, but the team already backed up, not thinking they were going to land it. And now the point is being pushed in on. Trepidation with the fate of both worlds, as we're seeing Avenger Watch trying to claim. They've got 4 bodies on the point here, getting a lot of damage. Solipu takes it. Xyluno. U9 goes down to Solar Husky. And Tanum is in a perfect position right up the back here, sending in the shots. They've just got to stay away from Comrade. But Comrade is playing hyper evasive right now. Order Proteus onto the point. Stuns out Connor, but not enough to finish off the job. Comrade goes down. Solar Husky able to get the finishing blow. And Carbon Dynamite finished off by Tanum. OCI Dominions being dropped as Avenger Watch have finally been able to take a fight in their favor, eliminating 3 people and claim the point for themselves. Shots coming in. U9 up on the high ground. OCI Dominions coming in. Beautiful straggling prison. Meteor M from U9. Just avoiding getting caught on the terrain. Gets a double. U9 with the diving Magneto. Gets the double. Counter Meteor M for Coldharbour. Caught on the center terrain or just overloaded and popped Coldharbour. Forced to back out, getting healed up slowly by Trepidation as they begin to try and make their way back into this Solipu. In that Hulk smash is buying time for the team. Soul Rejuvenation from 4 AM to hold them in this game so they can push on through. Trepidation matching with that fade of both worlds. Solar Husky, Hunter's Sight into the back line. Absolutely popped by Divine Diff. Reset 2! Where are they? Where are they? Can't find them. Everyone's already been eliminated or has retreated as Divine Diff gets the double and 63% to 63, but Coldharbour have control of the point and that number is rising. Playing evasively right now. Landing quite a few nice shots there. Comrade World finds Solipu, sneaking around behind, forces them off the point with the damage output. Landing good hits onto Tanum right now. Tanum healed up by the team, but getting punished for being hyper-aggressive here. Order Proteus onto the backline. Comrade forced to dance backwards away from the pushing Connor, but Tanum has already fallen down at this point. Newt is trying to keep the team up as Trepidation keeps the healing going. And Comrade World is trying to win the duel versus Solar Husky. But while this is happening, Trepidation is down to their final hit, trying to keep the team topped up, but it's too low. But it's gonna be enough. They forced back Coldharbour. In overtime, 99 to 73. Avenger Watch looking to try and close this out. Coldharbour begin their regroup, utilizing the Groot walls to creep forward, step by agonizing step, as Solar Husky is sending shots downrange to try and zone them away, to try and take back control. Hunter Sight trying to get onto the backline, has the shielding with the metallic bulwarks, trying to burn through, not landing a lot of hits, but lands enough to zone them away. Beautiful straggling prison, but Kono is in position with the shield to protect them through it as Comrade World is the first to fall. 4 AM, sustaining the team through with that soul rejuvenation. They try to push it to the point. Divine Diff just waits it out, but is immediately picked off the point as Avenger Watch have the numbers advantage, are looking to close this down and take the point for themselves. Their first point of this matchup, they just need to hold it, and they do. Point number 1 of map number 2 goes over to Avenger Watch as they have found their feet and are back in this game. Warrior Falls goes over. Coldharbour with the map lead. Avenger Watch 1 round away from evening that up right off the bat here. This is a best of 5, of course, so it's the first to get 3 map wins. Each domination map is a best of 3. First to get 2 wins. And each convoy / convergence map is just who can get the higher score. Over 2 rounds. Coldharbour looking to close this out, but they need 2 wins to do so. Avenger Watch looking to even up the map score here. Are they going to be able to do so, as they've already taken a nice position? Let's actually have a look at the stats while the teams roll out here. And Solar Husky has been instrumental here. Bringing out the Hawkeye now without the Hela pressuring them, has 8 final hits, 11 eliminations, and 10k damage. They are the one who is holding the lead for their team right now. Solipu also doing well, only getting eliminated once. Coldharbour only going down twice. They've been able to hold quite nicely here. Solar Husky, let's check out our current MVP here. Was a little bit of a sneak. Divine Diff is now on the Psylocke. Going to try and pressure Solar Husky from behind, and is doing a great job in doing so. Solar Husky takes to the sky, getting healed up, but can't really deal with the Psylocke. Too evasive, too much harass. Tries to take him out with the sweep, and will win the 1v1. Solipu took out Comrade World as well, as Solar Husky makes their way up to the high ground. Great straggling prison as Ludo set the team up, and that's going to be a triple going over to Coldharbour, as Avenger Watch will be forced to back away. Coldharbour once again take first control, but that's what happened in round number 1 of game 2 as well. Solar Husky finally taken out. But can Avenger Watch mirror what happened last round? Lose the early point, recapture, and make their way back in. Comrade. Looking for any targets that step out of line. Try and whittle them down. They've got that damage boost from the Mantis. Solipu, radioactive lockdown. Horda Proteus directly on top of them. And the finishing blow by Solipu. What an engage there. Gets sedated. Trying to tag through. Does the butterfly onto the back line. Coming in from Coldharbour. Divine Diff taking out Trepidation with this. 4 AM with the Soul Rejuvenation as the targeting from Divine Diff. This is working way better for them than that Winter Soldier, finding everyone they need just all over the place, flanking every time onto Coldharbour right now to try and finish them off with the Eternal Bond. It's making it very hard to land those finishing blows. Finds the backline. Coldharbour dash through to dodge away from that mag cannon. Metallic Curtain to try and hold the front line. Meteor M for U9 into the back line, but it is absorbed. Counter Meteor M. Coldharbour finds Comrade. Solar Husky bringing out the Punisher here, swapping off of the Hawkeye. Realizing they're going to get dove, and that diving will be close range. They might be able to turn around and take those fights, but in this case, Divine Diff finds another double. Looking to make it a triple. Another Dance on the Butterfly, trying to get through the cloak. Not able to get the finishing blow. They will go down there. Nicely done by Nuked to counter that play. Keeping Avenger Watch in this, but even though they're able to get 2 eliminations, they have yet to claim the point, and down goes Nukes as Comrade returns to the point. It's overtime on 99%. Solipu is in perfect position right now to get an elimination. And Avenger Watch have been able to reclaim the point. Divine Diff forced off to the side. Coldharbour holding the front line. Make sure their team is protected. Solipu a little bit deeper, try to apply the pressure. Keep everyone forced back. Solar Husky taking a lot of harassment here. Will get healed up. Final judgment. There's a wall in the way. Turns onto the Magneto. Breaks the walls. But everyone is invading them here. This ult is going to find basically nothing. That is terrible news for Avenger Watch. Not having that ult now is going to be devastating for their defense, but they do still have their Dance of the Butterflies as Tanner has moved onto the Psylocke of their own here. Into the backline, Dance of the Butterflies. Quick protection coming in right away from Carbon Dynamite, but 4 AM was taken out before the protection could come in. Carbon Dynamite actually taken out from the Meteor M, and Avenger Watch drive back Coldharbour. They are looking to even up the map score. Avenger Watch claim control. And Coldharbour are running out of time. 63% and counting. Deflect coming in there from Comrade World. Locked down by the Hulk, off on the flank. Gamma burst for a little bit of extra damage. Very spread out we're seeing here from Coldharbour as they try to make their way onto the point. Solipu backing out, but the Hunter's sight allowing a lot of shots from Comrade World to land down here into the backline. Dance of the Butterflies is shut down. Divine Death picked off quickly here. Meteor M from U9 finds one but doesn't get the finishing blow. Finally will get them. Double elimination on the Tanner and Solar Husky. And with the damage dealers taken out, I don't know if we're going to see Avenger Watch able to hold here. Nuked with the Eternal Bonds to try and buy time here. Drops the healing, swimming to Cloak to try and tag through it, but they cannot do so. The tagging from Coldharbour to try and hold. Solipu makes their way onto the point. Pops down into banner though, and it's just a slow trickle of members, one at a time onto the point, getting eliminated over and over. Chased down, forced off, trepidation, and Coldharbour take round number 2 of game 2. Next round is going to take the map score. Who is going to claim control? If Coldharbour are able to take this, they go 2-0 up and move themselves to match point. If Avenger Watch take it, they have evened up the score.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
How strange. I cannot seem to read your thoughts.
Avenger Watch. Do they have what it takes to close this out? Solar Husky off of the Punisher, back onto the Hawkeye. Thinking they'll have a better shot on this map.
5, 4, 3,
These teams so similar, but Coldharbour with the passive play of that Groot and Magneto utilizing their Psylocke to flank around the side. Whereas Avenger Watch, they have gone for the Psylocke and the Hulk committing to a bit more of a dive potential there. And of course, the difference between 4 AM on that Mantis and trepidation on that Lunar Snow. Piling on the pressure. Xyluno trying to make space, walling, but then with the floor collapse, they're forced down to the low ground. Still trying to make their way forward though. Solipu drops super low, sent down to banner as Coldharbour is taken out. And once again, off the bat, Coldharbour take yet another fight. They seem to be able to get the eliminations off the initial engage every single time here. It's just as the game goes on that we start to see that turn. Terrain getting destroyed, trying to isolate Solar away from their team, which they do. Dance of the Butterfly from Tanner takes out 4 AM though for a counter elimination group walls. But Magneto with the magnetic bulwark to keep Tanner into it. Hunter's sight, 4 AM taken down, removing a little bit of the healing as Divine Diff into the backline. Trying to get one, gets a double. But Talab and Solar Husky turn it round. Looking for Xyluno, not able to find a finishing blow, chasing them down! Damage output's good, but the healing is better. Solar Husky unable to take down Xyluno, as once again Coldharbour have control of the point. Try to push forward. Try to set themselves up. Xyluno is holding this front line brutally here. There's a Hunter's shot. Hunter's sight coming in from the other side. Meteor M finds the triple U9. Quadruple there, taking out Nuked as well. Coldharbour's able to get 4 AM, but numbers heavily in favor of Coldharbour as they hit 60%. U9, sad I didn't sit on their view for that. On that Magneto. What's the YouTube version of T-Tours? Drop it in the description. In the description? In the comments. U9 pushing up, forcing back the members of Avenger Watch, trying to keep them down as Solar Husky makes it so the numbers aren't even up. vision getting reduced here, making it very hard to take the fight in here. And Coldharbour decide against it. They're going to back up and retreat to the point. As already, Solipu is on the point, locks down the group and is sent down into banner, tries to get out. But this is Coldharbour in full control. Tadam trying to turn this round with the dance of the butterfly, but the eternal bond shuts it down. They lose Comrade World, but the point is under full control of Coldharbour, taking them out, and Coldharbour take game number 2. Coldharbour moving up 2-0 in this best of 5. 1 win away from moving on to that lower bracket round 12. Looking great right now. MVP, Divine Diff once again. Sneaking in here, 18 final hits, 25 elimination, 20k damage, a little bit less than Comrade World as they spend a little bit more time flanking this time. Getting eliminated 7 times. Look at the actual eliminations total. While there is still a little bit more for the side of Avenger Watch, this was still way closer. 31k healing. Trepidation, going to be able to take that. 30k healing for Carbon Dynamite just behind. Carbon Dynamite? I still don't know. Leave a comment to let me know how incorrectly I'm saying this. One part of listening to me cast is that unless a player tells me, I will almost certainly find a way to say their name wrong. Currently, Comrade World was targeted very hard there, 10 times getting eliminated, but 12 for Solar Husky and Tadab. The Duelists having a shocker in terms of the amount of times they were picked off. Damage blocked. Xyluno really just trying to eat through that protection for their team. 40k damage blocked. Just holding on for dear life to sustain for their team. Something we should shout out though, Conorb on the Magneto. 60% accuracy. That's pretty good for a Magneto. Doing a good job there at 17k damage, it shows. 9 final hits, 24 eliminations. Very solid work here. But that is going to be map number 2. Will we see Coldharbour take control and secure that map number 3 to move on to that lower bracket round 12? Or will we see Avenger Watch set themselves up for a reverse sweep to continue their journey through the lower bracket? There's only one way to find out, and that is to wait for after this break. If you have ad block on, may I request that you turn it off. I only ever run ads in between series and then turn it back on afterwards, just so you can support me as I do not have sponsors and I'm not paid by NetEase as of the time of me recording this. Who knows in the future, fingers crossed. So it would be appreciated. And also, if you are planning on playing in the Season 1 Marvel Rivals Championship, then let me know your team name and your region in the comments, and I will try and cast as many of my viewers as possible. So if you want to get cast, then just let me know, and I will get to you as best as I can when the open qualifiers do begin. Let's get ourselves set up for map number 3.
I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, oh. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it, how you gonna move for it, what you gonna be? And do you believe we can do anything? But what you gonna do for it, how you gonna move for it, what you gonna be? taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic.
And we are here for map number 3. It is Coldharbour versus Avenger Watch, with Coldharbour sitting at match point. They start off on defense here in Spider Islands. This is the first convoy map we have had. Coldharbour have, well, dominated the first domination map, had a little bit more trouble in the second domination map. Avenger Watch, they have been improving every game so far, so is this just a warm-up? Is it their time to start the reverse sweep, or can Coldharbour close this out? Hella makes it through this time. Coldharbour allowed to pick it as Avenger Watch take out the Hawkeye. They're going to bring out a Penny Parker to give themselves some point control. Avenger Watch with their second ban, the third so far in all rotation. Groot taken out here. The separation, removing those vanguards from the strategists with those Groot walls can be very tough to deal with. It's a sensible ban. And we're going to see the Bruce banner taken away. That is sensible, considering that you don't know if the opponents want to play the Iron Man. You saw them maybe hint at it last game and only one ban left. You at least remove the character that makes the Iron Man a little bit stronger. This is going to change coming into Season 1. Eternal Night Falls due to the fact that there is a bit of a buff going over to the Iron Man Unibeam even without the team up. So, Hela onto the board. Darth Vader makes a return this time. And they are looking to bring in the Star-Lord. Avenger Watch swapping out a couple players just to make sure that people can make their way in. Is it going to be enough to bring them back into this? Coldharbour. They are looking to potentially bring out the Venom here, or not. Back to base you go. Deciding on something else, it seems. Siludo moving over to the Magneto U9. On the Penny. All right, keeping it all in on the defense. So we're going to see that Penny versus Penny battle here.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3.
Let's see who comes out on top. Penny not going to be fully set up, but will be able to at least get to the point. Tries in the tree for a bit of cover as they begin to make their way forward. Xyluno with the setup. Comrade World onto the Punisher this game. This does mean the Divine Diff is going to be bringing out that Hela once again, and that is a scary prospect. Darth Vader, we know they're pretty solid on this Namor, trying to give their team a little bit of respite. Entering in this third map to try and give them the space to make their way back into this series. Damage output's good. Oceanic Dominions, cold frozen spawns to push on up. Xyluno is taking a lot of pressure here, getting zoned out, forced to use the Iron Bulwark to hold the front line, trying to get into this as Carbon Dynamite healing them up with the Eternal Bond. Tatum with the Fate of both worlds, but Divine Diff is taken out here by Darth Vader. Comrade goes down. Both the damage dealers of Coldharbour are getting removed. Carbon Dynamite goes down. 4 AM does not have the protection yet. U9 falls, and Avenger Watch crush through this. Setting up a defense to prevent anyone from making their way onto that point. Defense position set up in the choke point to make sure that Coldharbour cannot make their way back in, although it looks like they may still be willing to try, but it is too late. Cyberweb's there, comes out onto U9. Coldharbour forced back with the man cannon as Divine Diff takes to the high ground, but they are getting focused down as well as Solar Husky on the counter. Hela is doing some pretty solid damage output. Comrade World takes out Darth Vader, and we lose Solipoo as well. Xyluno tagging through for the members of Coldharbour, trying to put a stop to this at point number 2, but they've got to hold this for 4.5 minutes. Solipoo Trying to make space. Dodges the Arachno Mine. Pressuring up. Taking out the Mounting Spider Nest. Making space for the team. And staying wide on the corner to make sure that their team can see them and heal them. There's the Meteor M! Onto the Magneto! Taking them out. Divine Div has taken to the sky. And while Coldharbour lost 4, Tanner goes down. And so does Darth Vader Gok. Divine Diff being chased here. Soul Siphon to buy the time. They're not able to put a stop to the car, but they do remove some defenders, allowing the rest of Coldharbour to retake their defensive positions. Avenger Watch. The cart is left a little bit vulnerable, but they're still on it. Still pushing forwards. Astral Flock to the high ground. Into the Goddess of Death to try and burn through the defenders. Directly onto Comrade World, taking them down here. Not getting the vision that they wanted. Onto 4 AM. Looking for the finishing blow. No, turning the attention onto Xyluno. Dropped low, actually. Needs the protection. Ooh, the Astral Flock gets caught. Has to jump down, but taken out of the air. Divine Diff from max range. Making their way in. Dodges the Mounting Spider Nest. Great Soul Siphon, but they are slumbered. Quick pickup, though, onto the Mantis. They're taking them out. Trepidation and Tanner both removed. Tanner, by the way, our damage dealer in previous rounds. This time moving on to that Lunar Snow. Divine Diff and the rest of Coldharbour able to rout Avenger Watch this time with 2 minutes and 46 seconds to go. But there's only about 37 meters left that Avenger Watch need to make. U9. Defensive position. Up on the high ground. Beautifully done. Sniping Darth Vader Gok directly on the mine as they push forward, making the most of their numbers advantage, driving them back. Xyluno takes the majority of the damage, but they have still got all the push they need. Not able to land another Cyber Web Snare, but Coldharbour, familiar position, retake up the defensive point. Ooh, very nearly seeing Darth Vader got taken out. Comrade moving off the Punisher of their own, bringing out their own Namor. But they don't have a Lunar Snow here, so they are purely reliant on standard Oceanic Dominions. Still going in on that defense here. Oceanic Dominions drops down low to just focus down onto Darth Vader Gok. Meteor M into the backline. Comrade taken out. Connor holding the card here to make sure it stays active. Comrade taken out, as is Tanner, 1-for-1 currently at this stage. Darth Vader Gok will fall as Divine Diff is once again locked in. Solar Husky, the 1v1 duel. The healing comes out, and that will allow Darth Vader Gok to remake in for the rest of their team and help zone out Divine Diff as they're forced onto this wide flank point and start focusing on the front line instead of the damage duelist on the side. The healing is too good. 10 HP left. Trying to drop onto their team. Goddess of Death from above to rain. Gonna deny them, though. A disaster as Solar Husky on a much better position. Takes out 1. Looks for 2. Is also going to get a little bit denied by terrain, but still able to take out 4 AM. And this looks like it might be Avenger Watch pushing onto point number 2 here. Trying to get onto Comrade World, and they will do so. Avenger Watch putting on an incredible performance in this game number 3, bringing themselves back into it. Solipu with the barrier. Holding the front line, Xyluno. Dropping low, tanking through. Solipu making their way onto the point. Great protection from the magnetic curtain. 9% left until a Meteor M, but Xyluno already has theirs. Pushing forward, Meteor M onto the front line, but it's tanked through here. Xyluno with the counter into the back line. Doesn't find them, a little bit too high. Unable to find their target of Tanner. Trepidation with the Soul Rejuvenation. 4 AM has their own, will drop it to keep the team topped up. Both teams just tanking through for the moment with those strategist ultimates. No other ultimates left available, but Comrade World is about to have theirs. Tanner gets the fate of both worlds, pops it immediately as Trepidation was dropping low. Solipu will be the one to fall. Comrade World, Horde of Proteus to try and push on through, but not enough. Fate of both worlds coming out from Tanner to push into the defensive position. Super hard push from Comrade World. Great use of the Goddess of Death to take out the backline, but they're getting targeted down. Cleaning out the defenders. Avenger Watch, they're down in terms of members, but Solar Husky has given them a little bit of space. They have 29 seconds left to make their way back up to the point, which is still enough time to try and make it. Xyluno is low, but the healing will start to come in. Avenger Watch, 20 seconds to go. Will start making their way onto the point. Solipu making their way, which means Coldharbour is going to have to be the one that holds the front line for the moment. Cyberweb's there. It's going to be absorbed by the metallic bulwark. There's the nest with the spider sweeper to spread those arachnomines, those bionic spider nest points onto the objective. Divine Diff, though, in the backline with the Goddess of Death to try and hold it. Coldharbour will fall, but the rest of Coldharbour are tanking through, and Avenger Watch are going to be cleaned up here. No one left to touch the point. One body, and they are zoned away. Trepidation tries to hold it with that Soul Rejuvenation, but Coldharbour put a stop to it. But that was still a great push by Avenger Watch. 2 points, 95.1 meters.
Including which side you're on. You'll need a top-notch
Impressive performance by Avenger Watch here. Looking to try and take a game for themselves, to bring themselves back to the series. If Coldharbour can beat 2 points and 95.1 meters, then we will see Avenger Watch finally getting themselves back onto the board here. If Coldharbour can beat that number, then they are moving on to that lower bracket round 12. I forgot how to speak there for a second. U9 thinking of bringing out the Venom, giving them some of that backline dive for when they need to play aggressive.
30 seconds before you attack.
Last time they were forced to swap off it. Will they be allowed this time? This is, of course, pre the 19th of February patch, as these games were played in January.
God is greedy. I warned him to stay away from what is mine.
What can U9 do? Looks like they may, in fact, be willing to play the Venom.
Battle starts
Or
in
will it be a
5,
last-second swap?
4, 3,
Oh, I don't think they're swapping if they're already out through the door. And onto the flank. Trying to draw a little bit of aggro as Coldharbour got a double mine pickup. So we will see Coldharbour likely await for everyone else to respawn before they go in for a swing up to the high ground. Who's the target? Tanner, Solar Husky. All would be good. There's the nest. Likely picking that for their team. Terrain dropped, dropping it onto the board at the front line, tagging through, holding. They got their symbiotic resistance absolutely melted there. Losing most of their sustain. Drops low, 55, bounced off the terrain, has to frenzy the rival to get out of danger there. As U9 having a lot of trouble finding the right angle here. Coldharbour trying to chase him down. Finds them unable to get the lockdown. Frenzy the rival once again. U9 this time looking to try and add some pressure for that backline 4 AM with that Soul Rejuvenation at the ready. Could give the opportunity to dive onto that backline. Eternal Bond dropped by Carbon Dynamite as they try to push through the members of Avenger Watch. Trepidation going to be matching the same, protecting their team from the aggressive setup of Coldharbour. Down goes Comrade World. In comes U9. Symbiotic resistance not at the ready, so they're purely relying on the healing. But the healing is good, sustaining them up again. These shields are getting melted so fast for U9. Back off cooldown.
Get that vehicle moving again.
Swinging around, and it looks like they're going for a hero swap. Deciding against continuing this. Bringing out the penny. Coldharbour keeping the team topped up for the moment. Has a great angle of defense right now. U9 with the lockdown. They can see that Bionic Spider Nest is getting taken out by Namor. Liner to hold the line. Meteor M from Xyluno. Would love to finish off the Lunar Snow, but Tatum tanks through it barely. Solipu on the counter takes out Carbon Dynamite. And Avenger Watch are holding at .1 here. 46 meters have been gained. And Avenger Watch keeping a solid hold here. But Ultimates, Goddess of Death, Horde of Proteus, both available for the chance for Coldharbour to try and break this defense. Spider Sweeper and Goddess of Death. All that is available for Avenger Watch. They've used all of their supportive ultimates. Divine Diff into the high ground. Onto Tanner, but with no defensive ultimates left. They are taken down. Sniping Darth Vader Gok as well. Looking to finish off the Cloak and Dagger, taking a little bit of damage, able to finish off Solar Huskies. Solipu goes down, and Divine Diff is back. Point taken by Coldharbour, making that cart push up. But how much defense do we have left for Avenger Watch? Coldharbour already back onto the point, setting up the nest. Locked down to Xyluno. Counter from U9. The mines are being pushed out, but they can't really step out until Solipu has arrived. They've just got here, though. Onto the point. Horde of Proteus into the backline. Spider Sweeper pushed back. Counter Horde from the side of Connor. They're trying to make their way through, but with Tatum already down, Solar Husky off the point. This is already a snowball for Coldharbour. They break through the front line, finishing off the last remaining defenders and keeping everyone up. Not one elimination was gained by Avenger Watch on that defense as Coldharbour start to pick up momentum. Coldharbour on the point, continuing the push-up. Light explosion for a little bit of extra bonus healing as U9 is topped up. Xyluno once again having to do a lot of the front lining for the team here, trying to drive back the members of Avenger Watch. Solar Husky trying to find flanking targets. They really want to take the 1v1 versus Divine Diff, and they do land 2 blows against the 1. Trying to take the 1v1, dropped them low, up to the high ground with the boost. Meteor M coming in from Solipu, does not find any targets as 4 AM drops the Soul Resurgence. Taking out Conorb. Solipu is down. The front line of Avenger Watch is devastated. The Fate of Both Worlds not enough to tank them through, but they are still using it as a front line to buy a little bit of time and allowing Solar Husky to take to the sky, but blocked by, what was that, Comrade? With the high ground, Oceanic Blessing. Patience, ball finds nothing. But the patience there, Comrade, able to utilize the Horde of Proteus to pressure there, but also that Aquatic Blessing to use it to block at least part of Solar Husky's ultimate. Eternal Bond was used by Trepidation here, but now once that support ult is down, Horde of Proteus from Darth Vader Gok Solipu taking out 4 AM, but this means that there's no defensive ultimates left again, allowing huge DPS to come in from Divine Diff to melt through the front, back, and sidelines. All alike. Solar will take the 1v1, looking for the counter as Conorb with the Spider Sweeper to try and hold them at point number 2 with 41 seconds left. Coldharbour, they don't have Carbon Dynamite, and Avenger Watch taking out 2, 4 AM and Xyluno will both go down, and it looks like Avenger Watch will hold. 30 seconds remaining to hold this point. Arachno Mines need to be dropped here. You've got the time. You can drop them and replace them, and you'll have them respawned. Utilizing this Bartic Spider Nest as a flank defender. Captain America was swapped to by Solipu to make sure that they could get onto that point quick enough, as they thought they would have lost it in the overtime. U9 able to touch the point. Carbon Dynamite with the Eternal Bond to allow the team to tag on through as Solipu will fall on that cap. Conorb, it's up to them and Tatum as the Horde of Proteus comes out. Trepidation is going to be able to stay through thanks to the help of Tatum. Here comes Meteor M from Xyluno. looking to take out the Lunar Snow, will get so. Coldharbour falls as well, and it looks like Coldharbour may be able to break this defense here. Solar Husky falls, Solipu is all that's left, buying time with hypermobility, trying to stay up, but point 2 is taken.
Vehicle reached a checkpoint.
And with 1.5 minutes left, Coldharbour look to push on in and take game number 3, moving themselves on in that lower bracket towards round 12. The finish line is within sight, but they've left the cart behind.
We will soon reach the Weaver.
Gonna send a couple people back to get onto that cart.
On the battle.
Get Spider Zero to that web of life and destiny as Avenger Watch move in to defend.
Only 6
Driving back Xyluno, setting up the mines. Moon Knight has come in from Darth Vader as a last-ditch effort to try and burst through. They don't have ult charge, but if they can get it, then that could be the difference between winning and losing if they can burst through everyone here. Divine Diff takes to the sky, aiming for the backline, takes out Talib on the Lunar Snow, takes out Darth Vader on the Moon Knight, looking to break through the defense here, takes out the Bionic Spider Nest. Divine Diff on this flank, doing so much work. Solar Husky was able to take to the sky as well and take out Xyluno though to try to hold on to this. The spawn position is pretty good. Here's the Hornet Proteus from Comrade to try and drive them back. Coldharbour is having to solo defend this right now with the Spider Sweeper, but they're doing it, taking out 4 AM to hold the line. Solar Husky has moved on to the Captain America as well. They're triple Vanguard just to hold the point and get in there right now. Solar Husky into the back line. The damage dealer has become the Vanguard and is still dealing damage onto the Solar Husky to try onto Divide to try and hold him down. Meteor M blocked by the cloak. Beautifully done there. Solar Husky went down. Solipu, Meteor M trying to take him down. Coldharbour gets a triple! Quadruple for Coldharbour in overtime. This might be enough. And Avenger Watch hold back Coldharbour. Coldharbour with the epic defense on that penny is able to hold the line. And we will see Avenger Watch take map number 3. And they are still in this series. Well deserved. Coldharbour holding it for their team, getting eliminated the second least amount of times on their team, only going down 7, almost half of Solipu, but getting 18 final hits, 33 eliminations, 30k damage and 49k damage blocked, 10k more than U9, while only getting eliminated 1 more time. Fantastic. Incredible job. Well-deserved MVP. Carbon Dynamite getting MVP for their team with 55k healing, 8k damage, 8k damage blocked, 3 final hits, and getting eliminated at the tied least amount of times along with U9. Divine Diff continuing to try and live up to their name, getting 34 eliminations and 21 final hits, but this time they were eliminated the most on their team. While Solar Husky was not able to match that performance, they did spend a lot of their time pressuring Divine Diff. Trying to pick them off on the flank, trying to just keep them low, trying to keep them humble, keep them busy so that they don't just have the freedom to be wherever they want. Darth Vader got with the last second swap to the Moon Knight. I don't know if they got the Moon Knight ult off. I don't think so. But still, holding out for their team. Trepidation also deserves a shout out here. Only getting taken out 5 times. The lowest in the game out of everyone, while still getting 41k healing. Doing some great work there. But wow, Avenger Watch still in this series. Meaning we are going to a map number 4. It is still match point for Coldharbour. But Avenger Watch, they called for help. Captain America answered. Penny Parker answered. When you need a hero, you call the Avengers. And they are still in it. Will they be able to turn this into a 2-2 and take us to a match decider map? We'll have to find out. Because if they can't, Coldharbour are moving on to the lower bracket round 12. Let's find out after this short break.
When I take a few shots, they're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough as I'm back, you know that I never left. I got tracks and some music that you never guessed. I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got hard. I'm ready to change scars to envy, to win large and plenty. I like to play fast, never change back. Calling out, I'll pay back, 'cause I'm great at that. Oh, you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough though. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough as me. Don't wanna test your luck with me.
And we are back. Avenger Watch now on the left. Coldharbour are on the right. As we are heading to Hall of Jalia for map number 4. Coldharbour still only need one more win to take this home. Avenger Watch, they need a win just to equal up the score. Gonna see Hawkeye taken out, which means Hela can once again be protected for Coldharbour. Do they lock it in? As Solar Husky is starting to try and catch up. They do because, yeah, Divine Diff, despite being pressured a little bit more that game, did still do insane work. The Penny and the Hellas both getting locked in. Excuse me, Hulk also taken out, as is the Groot. Xyluno was still a little bit too scary with that.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Defense for Avenger Watch first. Darth Vader Gok returning for this game, seemingly a lucky charm. As they lost the first 2 games without them, but now they are back, seemingly starting to take a map. Can they repeat the performance? Coldharbour, no surprise, will likely go for the Penny, especially as they are on defense to start this off. Avenger Watch looking to try and even this up to take us to a 5th map. Coldharbour, they have been on the edge of victory for so long. Are they going to be able to burst on through Avenger Watch's defense, secure their place on that lower bracket round 12? We'll have to see as Coldharbour
The battle starts
running
in
a
5,
pretty familiar lineup here.
3,
Magneto, Penny,
2, 1.
Cloak and Dagger. Still sticking with 4 AM on that Mantis. Still no Lunar Snow for the side of Coldharbour, which does mean that Comrade World is just going to be objectively a little bit weaker than Darth Vader. But what they will lack in that individual strength, they will gain in the damage bonus for the whole team. This is the juggle, the swap around that you do see here. Cole Frozen Spawns sent onto this high ground as well as they try to zone away the members of Coldharbour as they try and push in. U9 trading shots across the board. They're trying to make space, find the right angle. Solar Husky, you can see their silhouette there up on the high ground, but they're going to retreat back to the rest of their team to make sure they can help drive them back if they cross that bridge. Darth Vader Gok dropping a little bit low here. As the slow but steady push of Coldharbour as they try to approach into the defensive position of Avenger Watch, try to break them. Starting to push into the webs of Coldharbour, though, getting a lot of damage. Penny's already fallen. Xyluno trying to retreat, will get healed up. It's a slow and steady push. Someone stepped onto the point for Coldharbour, but they can't stay on it. Magnetic Cannon. Forcing Xyluno back. Solar Husky finds one elimination. While we see Xyluno getting forced back through the hallway, Solar Husky is trying to snipe reinforcements in the 1v1 versus Divine Diff, but here is the help. Coldharbour zoning them away. Damage output is good. Tanner drops low. They're just going through the full ramp here. No weird wraparound plays. Here comes the Divine Dip into the Goddess of Death, trying to get onto Darth Vader because they use the Aquatic Blessing to try and defend them. Taken out. Eternal Bond from Trepidation. Held the line. Great use of the Horde of Proteus. Takes out Xyluno and U9. As Coldharbour lose 3 members and Avenger Watch hold once again. The map is angry. Not going to have too much of an effect on the defenses of Avenger Watch here as they continue to hold the line. Solipu up on the high ground. Will eat a little bit of map damage there, but that just gives healing padding stats over to the healers. Back cannon. Blocking them back, trying to force them off the point. Taking a lot of damage. Here comes the Horde of Proteus. Tanner with the Fade of both worlds to try and turn it. Solipu with the Meteor M, unable to get the finishing blows. U9 with the Spider Sweeper to try and break the defense here, but the Fade of both worlds is offering a lot of tanking. Meteor M from Xyluno found Solar Husky. Coldharbour with their own Spider Sweeper to try and drive back the members of Coldharbour. With Solar Husky down though, they get a double on the back line, taking out Divine Diff and Xyluno. Comrade will fall as well. Coldharbour able to find the angles with the help of Darth Vader. They force back the members of Coldharbour one more time. 42 seconds left as they retreat to reset up the defenses. But Spider Nest back off cooldown, round the corner, making it so that they have to step around. Once again, central ramp. Coldharbour repeating again. Comrade World utilizing the Winter Soldier to try and isolate defenders. Gets the double. Coldharbour dropped low with a protection from Solipu. I'm pretty sure that Coldharbour actually just dashed in to make sure that Solipu had some protection. Eternal Bond from Trepidation to try and sustain the team, healing up Darth Vader so that they can sustain through into the sky. Solar Husky to break the defensive line onto Carbon Dynamite, takes them down, allowing all the focus to be sent onto the front line. 4 AM trying to sustain through with that Soul Rejuvenation. Soul Siphon to try and zone them away, but this means now to 4 AM is far away from their team. Here's the Kraken impact from Comrade, but they are taken down, and Tanner with the Fate of both worlds is about to secure a 0% hold. Avenger Watch suddenly back in this series. If they get a single third of the point, then we are heading to a map number 5, Avenger Watch. Finding their feet, finally. And looking to pull off the miracle, the reverse sweep to take out Coldharbour and move on towards that lower bracket round 12. Coldharbour, though, they just need one mistake, one slip up. If they can hold at 0%, we head to overtime. If they win next map, they still go through. Coldharbour, they need one slip up from Avenger Watch, but Avenger Watch have found their feet and are looking to break the line of Coldharbour. This is the American console game, so I think it's appropriate to say that Coldharbour are looking to toss in some tea. Not saying that Avenger Watch are British, but I am. So I will make the joke. Can Avenger Watch break the line of Coldharbour. Coldharbour have gone all in on defense. They've got the penny. They've set themselves up with the Punisher. They can set up a culling turret to try and zone out here. And Divine Diff on the high ground looking for a scouting position. Hold on. Fast rollout, utilizing that Magic Spider Desk. Drop and cancel to move faster here. Eat some mines, back up, quick heal. Gonna push on through. Now the protection of Solipu comes to pass. Comrade with the culling turret to try and break through this assault. It is finished off, but they dropped a lot of damage. Now looking to get more. Great freeze from Tannerb on that Lunar Snow as we are seeing Avenger Watch trying to do what Coldharbour couldn't and take this central point. Darth Vader on the Moon Knight.
Needed that, thanks.
Getting a lot of this chain damage. Arc blocked, not landing, eaten by the shield. But currently uncontested, Darth Vader is getting a lot of damage out there, finishing off U9. Up to the high ground. Arc, that will zone out one. And we see Carbon taken down. Point is being channeled. Final judgment, zoned out, picked off. Solar Husky gets Divine Gift. Taking the 1v1 and the Arc allows them to finish off Xyluno. 4 AM miles off the point. And we are heading to a map number 5, Avenger Watch. They have assembled and they are looking to take down Coldharbour. But Coldharbour, the sails are up and they are ready to sail on to the next round if they can take map number 5. Coldharbour takes another MVP. 0 times getting eliminated, 6 final hits, 14 eliminations, 9k damage, a little bit less than Solar Husky. And 14k damage blocked, beating out U9 and barely behind Solipu. Most damage blocks, Xyluno, not surprising there, they were absorbing a lot for their team. But look at that, 2 final hits for the side of Coldharbour. 1 for Xyluno, 1 for Divine Diff. They struggled that game. And Avenger Watch have found their feet. 16k damage healed, 17 for Tannerb. Trepidation and Tannerb will definitely be getting the higher healing numbers here. And in this case, on the winning team as well. That is impressive work. And that means, folks, like I said earlier, we are heading to a map number 5, a tiebreaker to decide who moves on to the lower bracket round 12 to play against AFBS to continue their run. And who will be eliminated, forced to try again in Season 1? Let's find out as we're going to get ourselves set up for that map number 5. Pause the video if you like. We are on YouTube. Go grab a drink. Use the bathroom, but make sure that you grab that chair when you get back, because this could be a nail biter, and you don't want to bite your nails. It's an unhealthy habit, so make sure you're holding on to that chair. Be right back, ladies and gentlemen, for map number 5.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him instead of searching.
And here we are, map number 5, Shin Shibuya, to decide who will move on in the lower bracket. The pressure is on. Coldharbour losing 2 series in a row. Avenger Watch losing the first 2, really struggling, but have finally managed to regain some momentum. Can they use that momentum to bring it home? Hawkeye taken out. Penny Parker is banned. Coldharbour are done. But this means that Doctor Strange makes it through the ban phase. Hela will be protected, and we will see Bruce Banner getting banned away by Coldharbour. Sorry, Avenger Watch, the final ban here. Is there anything they are super scared of? With Hela already on the board, they continue to take out Groot like they have the last 2 rounds.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
So, is this the deciding factor? Have Coldharbour finally isolated the Penny Parker as the strongest link here, as the linchpin? Is this the play? With Strange now on the board. Darth Vadergok sticking with this Namor. Comrade World, knowing that there's gonna be a Strange on the board and potentially a Magneto as well, they are looking to bring out the Winter Soldier here. Isolate those defending members. Could get good value.
They'll be coming in 30
As
seconds.
we are heading in
Stay
to
strong.
map number 5. Who is going to come out on top? Avenger Watch. Setting themselves up for the defense. Bringing that Namor. Solar Husky on the Hela. Solipoo looking for a... Never mind. Looks like they were thinking about a portal, Grief, but instead they just lose their portal.
3, 2, 1.
Unite. It's going to be the Strange player for this team. They will be dropping a portal. Up to the high. Oh, nicely done, Tatum. Tatum will fall for it, but shuts down the portal play. Taken out here. That was great. The wraparound, quick freeze. This is why you got to protect your Strange while they are portaling. But Coldharbour making the most of the fact that there is no Lunar Snow on the board yet. They try to take position, pushing in aggro. Luna will arrive right now to get themselves back onto the point, but Solipoo has already fallen. Carbon Dynamite goes down. Solar Husky taken out by Comrade World off to the side as they take the battle indoors. Coldharbour onto the point. Soldier's Fist, but blasted back with the magnetic barrier. But they are still able to take them down. And point 1 in rapid speed is going over to Coldharbour.
That's what I needed.
Shake it up.
Taking advantage of Tatum going down early. They claim the position. Tries to land a bardic hook. Will not find anyone. You see them doing that turn partway through the cast in order to make sure that if they do land someone, they will always appear in front of that Winter Soldier at the end of the pull. So by doing that, you can push them off to the side or even backwards into your team if you can position it correctly. Darth Vadergok continuing to maximize damage output here. Oceanic minions being dropped essentially on cooldown here to try and keep the damage output going. Frozen Spawn up in 6 seconds. Comrade taken down by Coldharbour as Divine Diff takes to the sky. Meteor M will absorb it though into the backline, but it is tagged as Solar Husky. Takes down Divine Diff. Eternal Bond from Trepidation. 4 AM with the Soul Rejuvenation. Here comes the Horde of Proteus, but it is blocked beautifully by U9. But Solar Husky will get onto Xyluno. Forced down. Solipoo retreating to the low ground. Solar Husky having that Goddess of Death available for themselves here. But Xyluno, having their own Meteor M, may do what we saw from the other side and save it. Comrade World with that ability. Meteor M being dropped quite early here from Xyluno, trying to get Tabber, but is blocked by the terrain. But this is going to mean that Solar Husky can now take to the sky without having too much to worry about. Tano with the fate of both worlds to sustain them through and hold this defense. Comrade World going to be waiting for that to expire and then may drop into this. There goes Solar Husky into the sky. Will we see Comrade World going for a wombo to try and take advantage? But no, they're just going to try and take down the Hela. Xyluno tags through. They all actually tag through. Finds no one. Solar Husky going down here. And Coldharbour are starting to get momentum. No support ultimates available. Cracking him back to the high ground. Finding the predictive point, but not getting the reset. Not getting the finishing blow. And that is Comrade World's ultimate shut down here. But the cart continues moving. U9 holding the front line. Has that Eye of Agamotto at the ready, as does Solipu. Both of them now playing the game of Strange Chicken. Who's going to pull that trigger? It's going to be Solipu up high. Decides against it though after taking a little bit too much damage. Eternal Bonds focused down. Trying to force their way onto the point of Divine Diff. Will take to the sky with that Goddess of Death to try and hold the front line. Takes out Solar Husky. Darth Vader Gong and Trepidation. Tanner falls. And that is going to be Coldharbour wiping out the defenses. And that is going to be Coldharbour taking point number 2. And Avenger Watch on the defense are in a little bit of trouble here. Going to be making their way onto the point. Darth Vader Gong brings back the Moon Knight. The flank piling a little bit of pressure onto the side of Avenger Watch here. Coldharbour creating pressure points at multiple angles to keep the pressure onto Avenger Watch. Keeping the shield up. Trying to drive back the front line. Eye of Agamotto from U9. Blocked by the fate of both worlds beautifully here. As Avenger Watch are trying to hold the front line. Darth Vader Gong with the Arc trying to break through that front line. Can they break through? Solipu trying to make their own angle. Xyluno takes to the sky with the Meteor M, takes out Tanner. Eye of Agamotto was sent onto the half cooldown as Solipu was interrupted here. Comrade going to get forced back. Numbers advantage not really in their favor right now due to the positioning. But they do find a double here. Looking for Coldharbour, takes the triple. And Coldharbour are starting to get the momentum. Solipu back with the shield. 58% of that ult charge. Coldharbour about to spawn as well. Will have Meteor M. Got to step up. Got to get onto that point. Put a stop to Spider Zero there. The Arc is dropped. Eternal Bonds to buy time. Meteor M to try and take down the defenders, as is the Moon Knight. Carbon Dynamite goes down, but here comes Comrade World and the Goddess of Death to try and take out the defenders. Gets one, resets, and if these resets continue, it's going to be game over as Coldharbour looks to take out the defenders. That's another cracking impact to break the shield, to break the defense, and Coldharbour take a triple. 3 points on the board. Coldharbour on the first round are locked in. It is now up to Avenger Watch to match. If they can't hit those 3 points, Coldharbour will be making their way on to the lower bracket round 12. If Avenger Watch can make it, then we head to the tiebreaker to decide who goes through. There is, of course, the possibility that we head to the tiebreaker and then both teams, once again, either score 0 or 3 points once again, which will, in fact, mean this game is a draw and we will be heading to a map number 6. That is a possibility in this particular setup. It is doable. If this was domination, it would not be doable. It is absolutely possible on Convergence. Darth Vader Gong moving over to the Punisher. Everyone else staying the same. Same with Coldharbour, sticking the same. Bringing that Winter Soldier, bringing Divine Diff on the Hela. Speaking of which, let's look at the statistics right now. 6k. 11 final hits for Divine Diff, 22 eliminations. Look at the difference. 59, 22, 15 for the side of Coldharbour. Avengers, 2, 4, 6. Almost, if there was an 8 there, I would have been very appreciative. But no. All right, Portals, Solipoo. Making their way in. U9 did drop theirs. Underneath Solipoo. Uh-oh, Solipoo. Drops their portal for their team, but they do fall off the map. They got one, U9, for the team. Turret coming out here as they try to move in aggressively. Darth Vader but the cover has been taken. They're going to move in. Beautiful bionic hook from Comrade. Zipline for the escape. Darth Vader able to back out to the rest of their team there. Tried to go back through the portal, unable to do so. Already, we've lost Tanner and Solar Husky. Another bionic hook, not getting the right angle this time, but enough to finish them off. Coldharbour carving out this attack. Avenger Watch do get one, but all of those attackers will be cleaned out and they will be forced to attack via the main entrance. Comrade World on their way back from spawn, making their way back to the rest of the team. Big damage, taking out Darth Vader with the mag cannon to knock him back. Solar Husky try to push on through, try to find any of those snipers. That terrain gets blown up. Try to make progress. Conorb on this Magneto, trying to drive them back, trying to find the angle. Blocked by Xyluno. Fate of both worlds from Tanner. Fate Eternal Bond from Carbon Dynamite to try and zone him off the point. Tanner holding the line for the moment, but they can't seem to find the right angle. Darth Vader is just ticking away at anyone who steps out from that front wall with that culling turret, but it will expire. Smoke bomb to give them a little bit of cover, a little bit of space. Conorb is right now facing down the entire team, and it's going to drop the Meteor M to try and break it. Finds them, finds Comrade once again. Xyluno on the other side. Avengerwatch comes out, gets the counter onto Tanner, but Solar Husky is taken out. Final Judgment taken down by Divine Diff, who has gone to the sky. Wiped out again. Avenger Watch taken off the point. While there was an elimination going over to them with that Meteor M, they could not find the rest. Darth Vader returns to the Moon Knight. Defensive positions going to be set up. Tanner just respawning, will be returning to their team. The very fast character is that Lunar Snow, so will make their way back in quickly, but they still have to hurry as Coldharbour are approaching and they have Kraken Impact and Eternal Bond. Solar Husky is down. Avenger Watch though, their push has been slowed. Coldharbour fought its defense. Sorry, I said it was the offensive, but it was the defensive abilities. Avenger Watch on their attack. They do have that Eye of Agamotto, and they have that Goddess of Death. They're about to have Fate of both worlds as well. If Tanner can hold through, getting dropped low but healed up. Comrade, they have the game-ending ultimate. If they can land it here, here's the Fate of both worlds, and Solar Husky makes their way to the sky. Vision going to be a little blocked here by the Moon Knight. Damage output is good, but the Eternal Bond is holding it. Comrade dropping in with the Kraken Impact, but they're taken down. Avenger Watch in the last 10 seconds, they've lost Solipoo, but with Comrade and 4 AM down, is it enough for Avenger Watch to take it? Here comes the Eternal Bond. Meteor M for Xyluno takes out Darth Vader. Solipoo is trying to hold the point, portaling in to allow the team to hold with the reinforcements to try and drive back Coldharbour. I have Agamotto to prevent reinforcements, but with that portal up, they still have more people on the way as they respawn. If Solipoo stays up, they gotta stay up to keep the portal. Down they go. Comrade, the portal dropping low. It expires with no one else on the point, and this is gonna be it. Coldharbour hold the breach. 3-0, and Coldharbour will be moving on in this lower bracket in a 3-2.
Another epic victory. Big win.
Strange unable to protect that portal, meaning anyone who came through did not have the distraction of that Vanguard, didn't have the protection of the shield, completely vulnerable, and everyone else fell. Coldharbour, another, what would have been a third MVP in a row, this time on Magneto, if it weren't for Divine Diff, returning to Ascendancy. 34 eliminations, 2 times getting taken out, 16 final hits, 24k damage. That is almost 10k more than anyone else in the game. 51% accuracy on Hela. Divine Diff ascends with that goddess of death and takes their team with them. In the lower bracket, they continue their run. Avenger Watch, once again, valiant effort, improving every time we see them, but they will still be eliminated. They are not in the lower bracket. They are out. No more second chances, no more resurrections. Avenger Watch will have to wait for Season 1, a few days away as it is, as Coldharbour will move on in the lower bracket to lower bracket round 12 to play against AFBS. That game will be in a few days. But first, we still have our lower bracket round 11 games to go. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you can see when the games go live. Next game, I believe, will be Kage Summit versus VBQ. So make sure you subscribe for that. That one should be a barn burner. And speaking of burners, the match after that will be Frenzy Flame versus Tazetta. To find out who moves on for our second lower bracket round 12 game. And if you keep subscribed, you will see when our upper bracket semi-finals come around, where we're going to have Sweeteners versus Sinister Six and Deaky Swabs versus In and Out. So make sure that you subscribe so that you can see when those games come around. Of course, leave a like and a comment if you're enjoying to help this video with the algorithm. But for now, I have been Tetcher. I am your caster, and of course, if you want to without brigading, do not brigade, do not spam anywhere it's not welcome. If you want to let Marvel Rivals know that there's a caster who lives in Europe but will cast any region who is available and willing to cast the MRC properly, that will not stop me uploading on YouTube. I just want you to know. I'll just cast them on the weekends and YouTube on the weekdays. It's just how it's gonna be. So if you want to let them know, it would be appreciated. And of course, if you want to get videos early, you can become a member with that join button. And if you just want to send a donation and get your message read out, assuming it's safe to read out on the channel, then you can drop a thanks. Shout out to John, our member. Thank you all for watching. Give love to John in the chat. I have been Tetcher, and I will see you all tomorrow.